So you've decided on who you're going to hire for your landscape designer. And what is that process? So I'm going to try to explain it to you so you're prepared and ready to go. So when you decide on who is going to be your landscape designer, you need to sit down with that person for at least an hour. Give them at least an hour of your time. Make sure that they come in your home and see your style. That's very important. And then also, if you have kids or a dog, it's always good for them to meet them too, because they just get a sense of really who you are and what your home is really like. And then have a list of goals and what you really want to accomplish. Here's Alvin. Hello. And then just make sure you have maybe some Pinterest photos. Don't throw 100 photos from Pinterest to the designer, because if it's a good designer, they're going to ask you lots of questions about your goals and your lifestyle and what you're looking for, okay? A few pictures is great though. They're going to want to see a few pictures because it gives them an idea of what you've actually spent some time to do it. So that's actually really important. Have a site plan or a plat of survey, depending on what region you come from. They call it different things. It literally is a document that shows your house on the lot line, aerial view, with all the dimensions and the grade. Grades are important. If there's no grades on it, that's fine. They're good. They can figure it out. And then if you have that for them, that's great. It's just showing respect. Then they don't have to go out and hand measure everything, because they're already going to have to hand measure like where the trees are. Not all of them show trees, or if something else has been added to the house, okay? And then basically from there, you just have a nice discussion with your landscape designer. They should be asking you a bunch of questions, walk through the property, get some ideas. Landscape process, I might do it a little bit differently compared to some others. I like to get that plat, put my base plan in my design forum, and then I like to give options and layouts. So I think that's really key. Your landscape designer, you don't meet with them one time, you write them a check, and then the next time you meet with them, here's your design. No, it's custom to you. So, and a lot of people can't visualize. So, what I like to do is I like to have a few layouts. So maybe if you're not comfortable with how you want it laid out, like the patio shape, curvilinear, linear beds, it's a good way to start out, and you can request that too. And then, plant selection comes later, colors, products, pavers versus concrete. Those are all things later that come in. But I will tell you one of the most important things. Your landscape designer should be asking you what your budget is. Sometimes I know that's really hard to come up with because you don't know how much things cost, but that person should be able to say, okay, if you want this, this, and this, you should budget this, but if you want to add to it, you should budget a little bit more. And then you need to speak to your designer about how much you really can afford, because that's key. Because you don't want to waste your time or her time or his time. You want to design whether it's phased out, but you want a design that actually meets your budget too, plus your needs.